everyone. So today's card is going to be another Christmas card, and for that I'm going to use this pattern paper, and this is from the My Mind's Eye Wonderful Winter Glittered Paper collection, and this is going to be just a one-off card, so I'm not going to be making lots of these at all, so I can really have some fun with this Christmas card and not worry about having to do something really quick for a lot of cards, so I can make them on a conveyor belt kind of thing. So let's get started. So I'm just going to adhere this one down. Next, what I want to do is I just want to put sort of like a curve in the top of this card here, so you can see quite a bit of that pattern showing through. The sentiment I'm going to use is this top one here from the Hero Arts Joy to All collection. So that's going to go down in this corner here. Line this up. Okay. So I need it to come down to here on both sides. So what I can do now is find the center of this and then just draw in freehand the curve that I want at the top. You can use, say, a dining plate for this, just to get the perfect curve, but I'm not too worried about it being perfect. Freehand is fine. So just trim that out. Okay, then we can get this down on this card, on the base card. I need to trim that off just here. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, next what I want to do is just stamp that sentiment here, because this bit of cardstock, the pattern paper, didn't quite go to all the way, didn't quite cover the front of the base card. So if I were to adhere this down and then stamp on there, the image may kind of miss at the bottom where this bit of cardstock is a little bit thinner than this bit. So I'm going to stamp this before I adhere it down to the base card. For that I'm going to use some Distress inks, and that's in Vintage Photo. Perfect. And then I can adhere this straight down to the base card. Okay, next up I want to use this Rick Rack ribbon, which you can see here was 4 meters for £1.34, and this is from my local market, so that's really cheap. But it's just as good as the normal craft ribbon that you can get. And what I want to do is adhere it down following the curve of that bit of card at the bottom. So to do that, what I need to do is just to put a line of adhesive down first of all. Just following that curved line. And then I just need to line this up here and just work my way around that curve, sticking it down to the glue. And because this is Tombow Mono Multi Glue, it will dry really quickly. So I don't need to wait too long before I can trim those ends off. As you can see here, I've got these shapes already die cut. I basically designed these 3 stamps, and what I've done is, as I designed the stamps, I designed a slightly bigger version as well so that I could die cut them. And then what I could do is just stamp away on them, and then I wouldn't need to cut around them using scissors, which can be quite fiddly when you've got to design this intricate. So I'm hoping this will work. But let's give it a go. So I'm going to stamp these using Distress ink, again in Vintage Photo. And as I say, this die cut piece is just a little fraction larger than the stamp itself. Okay, so that's centralised, I think. Just stamp that down. And then you get a really cute die cut image without having to worry about cutting it out perfectly. And that looks great just as it is. Okay, so this looks near enough dry. So we can just trim off that ribbon on the edge. Okay, and just to finish up this card, I'm just going to adhere these down, just using 3-dimensional stickers. I think there. I'm just going to kind of place them where I think I want them first, and then when I'm sure I'm happy with the placement, I can then press them down into place. Okay. Okay, so to finish, what I want to do is I want to make that word wishes more 3D. So what I'm going to do is trace over it with glossy accent, and that will give a 3D glossy effect to the overall picture when it's finished. Okay, I don't know if you can see here. Let me zoom in a little. Okay, I've got some bubbles here in the glossy accents. So what I'm doing to get rid of them is just using my little pokey tool and just bursting the bubbles. And if they don't burst, I can just lift them off here with my pokey tool. So you can see now there are no bubbles in that writing at all. And when that dries, it'll dry to a really glossy 3D finish. Okay, just to finish up, what I'm going to do is just round the corners of the bottom of this card. Just being careful not to touch that glossy accents at all. Oops. Okay, so that's today's card finished. It's something a little different, it's not quite my usual style, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!